This year, 30,000 people are running this Beijing Marathon, and actually the number of people signing up for the game is much higher. The hosting committee has a partly selective and partly first-come, first-served policy to make sure that both professionals and amateurs have a chance to really run in this game. And so you have to both run fast and register fast in order to really get a chance to run. And here beside me, we can see that the crowds are packed along the route in order to have a look at the athletes running inside. And across these crowds, we can see that people are already running, and they're actually already approaching the finishing line. And they have run a 42 kilometers run from the heart of the Beijing capital, which is the Tiananmen Square, all the way down to the northern edge of Beijing City, which is the bird's nest, the place where Beijing hosted the 2008 Olympic Games. And we talked to some of the people here, and they said that although the government has blocked the roads along the way in order to guarantee the safety of the runners, they do understand and do tolerate this kind of practice because they are actually paying, the people here in Beijing are already paying more and more attention to physical exercise, and they do hope that they have a feel of this kind of annual carnival taking place in downtown Beijing. And also they say that these runners are greatly inspiring them to take more active part in the physical exercise. They say that probably, 42 kilometers run is too much for them, but probably starting from 2 kilometers per day is a good start.
Well, Han Peng, we can see that the weather is absolutely beautiful in Beijing on this Sunday morning, and as you just mentioned, many runners are approaching the finish line. So would you say this is a very smooth event so far?
Well, yes. Actually, just yesterday, there was some concerns about the heavy smog. Yesterday, Beijing was shrouded once again by heavy smog. And actually, in the past few years, there was always this concern of air pollution here in Beijing affecting the performance of the runners here. But miraculously, last night there was some rain taking place, and this morning it becomes a bit windy, so that dispersed the PM2.5 particles, and it turned out to be a really clear blue sky day. And this is made it much easier for the runners to perform better and probably perform more healthier. And also, actually, they were. Despite of the heavy smog, many of the runners would choose across the world to come to Beijing to run the Beijing Marathon because they use it as a chance to get their personal best. That is because, despite the weather, Beijing has a much flatter roads as well as the much less twists and turns compared to other cities. So they all hope to come here to run for their own personal best. And just by the way, the record of here, the Beijing Marathon here, is 2 hours 7 minutes for males and 2 hours 19 minutes for females. That's incredible. That means 20 kilometers per hour, probably much faster than you driving a car here in the Beijing capital during the rush hours.
Thank you very much, our reporter Han Peng in the Chinese capital.